This is a video on how to live alone. Before I get into it, I just want to say I'm almost overqualified to talk about this. Like, if there's anyone that you could get advice from on living alone, it's me, unfortunately. My name is Negeen, and here's what qualifies me to give this advice. First and foremost, I grew up as an only child. Like, that in itself is the epitome of loneliness. I literally came out of the womb and I'm like, all right, like, I'm stressed. Like, who am I gonna hang out with? The second unfortunate circumstances in my life is I've never had the love of a pet before. And I'm almost 27, I still haven't had a pet. The third thing that makes me qualified is growing up, I was only allowed to hang out with one friend a week until I graduated from high school. My parents were really adamant on spending time with me, so I could only pick one worthy friend out of my friend groups to hang out with. So anywho, present day, I've been living alone for 2 years and I'm thriving. I'm also single. I've truly navigated these really dark waters of living alone, and I'm here to share with you 7 of my best pieces of advice on how to live alone, and I hope it'll be really helpful for you. Okay, so the first tip I want to give you is structure your morning and night routine. Here's the thing, there's always going to be a lull throughout your day where you may acknowledge, wow, I live alone and I'm kind of lonely. Like, especially like when it's first happening, where you're first living in your own place, it's gonna happen. So here's my best tip. What I realized with myself was the mornings are okay because I really like to have a good routine with that in itself, which is like get up, coffee, like I created little things for myself to look forward to. So the mornings were taken care of. But right around like 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to like midnight, those were the hours where like nothing was planned and I really felt alone. So here's what you can do. I want you to look at your entire day. Where are there pockets of your energy kind of dipping? Where is it like a crash in your day emotionally? Find that and then fill it with things that you find joyful. So for me, that was cooking a meal. I love going on TikTok and watching videos. I love having like a cozy night with myself, watching Sister Sister. Like, it seems like not a lot, but for me, it brings me a lot of joy. So find those little things, add it into your routine, and every single day, you're gonna be joyful whenever it comes to that hour. And so your whole day will feel very purposeful. And that's the little nugget of wisdom I want to stress on this first tip, is you want to feel purposeful, especially with your days. So I think that is a good place to start. Tip number 2 is normalize talking to yourself. Didn't think I was gonna add that one in there, did you? You literally would go insane if you didn't talk to yourself. Don't quote me on that, for the love of God. Here's the thing, when you live alone, you're going to talk to yourself. For me, it kicked in after like 2 months where I really would take a shower and I would have to give myself pep talks. Like, ask any person in the LAC. That's the living alone community. They know what I'm talking about. Like, here's a voice memo of me talking to myself, giving myself advice, I should specify.
I'm making this voice message because I think it's my first time ever dealing with kind of like a bizarre guy.
I'm not wrong, and that really helped. Anyway, it's a tip worth considering. I just want you to know that it's normal and it's okay if you start talking to yourself. It doesn't mean you're crazy. What does crazy even mean, my friend? What does it mean? Nothing. So it just you're becoming more connected with yourself. Whether you have to talk to yourself in the mirror, give yourself advice, help yourself feel like you're not alone. It's a normal thing, just letting you know. That's my tip. Number 3 is peace of mind. I think I'd confidently say that safety is one of the biggest concerns that people have living alone or thinking about living alone. My best tips for you in regards to safety is, one, what would the scenario look like? So I feel like we create this weird narrative of something like really traumatic happening and then we kind of stop there and then we're really scared. But actually, like, okay, if you want to think of like a scary scenario, well, actually think about it and what would you do? Whether that is, do you need a gun to feel protected? Okay, get a gun. Do you need a taser? Okay, get a taser. Does your lock in your apartment look a little questionable? Okay, well, go on Amazon and get a better lock placement where like they have these really interesting things. Think about the scenario of something dangerous happening to its entirety. I know this is really weird advice, but when you think about it, you will imagine how you will defend yourself, and that makes you one step ahead. Another thing that I recommend is the app Citizen. This is not sponsored, but it's been really helpful for me to feel safe. It basically is an app that alerts you of crimes happening around you. For example, if there's like a car break-in, it'll notify you, because I think it's linked in with like some police call-in database, I'm not really sure. But basically, if there's anything scary or bad happening in your area, it'll notify you and let you know that it's this many miles away. A lot of people use this app. If that makes you feel any better, my friends are on there. It's really great. I really like it. So definitely check out that app, download it if it makes you feel better and have a peace of mind. The fourth tip is write it down, boo. Journal everything. You know, it comes to a point, even if you're a guy, like when you live alone, this truly is like a pocket of time where you have an opportunity to get to know yourself. And through that, journaling, while it may seem a little bit foreign to some of us, putting the chaotic thoughts and the spiraling, everything that's happening up here, putting it down either before bed or right when you wake up, there's something that truly happens, and it just helps you connect with yourself more. Honestly, like New Year's Day, if I didn't have plans, or Valentine's Day, if I felt really lonely and I would be alone in my apartment, those would be really good moments for me to journal and reflect on the year or the year ahead. You truly have to face the demons in your mind and put it on paper, just get it out. It's like vomiting. It truly is like vomiting. Just kind of like get all of it out and you'll feel so much better. So consider journaling. Like go to Target, find a journal that speaks to you, come home, just dedicate it to journaling. It's what I did. The fifth tip is sacred space. This is your first time, like having a space that's all yours. You don't have to have the decor that your roommate picks. You don't have to live in the outdated furniture aesthetic that your parents had. Like this is a time for you to creatively express yourself and honestly like discover like what is your aesthetic. Are you grungy? Do you like darker tones? Or are you more dainty and you like white aesthetic with cute little wood furniture pieces? Me, I discovered that I really love a mid-century vibe, and I've really been connecting with the space that I've created for myself. So if you have the opportunity to get little things that make it feel more like home, you will be one step ahead of the game, and I think you'll even love living alone more than ever. Maybe that is getting some cute little bedding or candles, art prints that you can frame and put around your home. Tip number 6 is date nights. Here's the thing, and maybe you're in your early 20s and you're in college, or you just got out of college. Basically, here's the thing. Literally everyone our age has roommates, and if they don't, you're basically out of sight, out of mind. So if you don't live with anyone, you literally have to put in 50% more effort into maintaining friendships and relationships. That's just a reality of it. And don't get like butthurt about like, I have to reach out to my friends like so much more to hang out with them. Like, you're not a burden. Actually, my therapist told me this very recently. It's not your job to decide if you are a burden to your friends. It's their job. So be a burden. Because I think a lot of us, we have so much pride where we don't want to reach out to our friends and like hang out. We don't want to annoy them. We don't want to see them too much, but it's like, boo. Your friends want to see you and they want to hear from you. You just got to put in that effort, and when you do put in that effort, it's going to be part of your routine. So you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to check in on so-and-so because it's part of my routine. I'm going to check in on my friends. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all making sense, slowly but surely. So make sure that you reach out to your friends and add it as a priority, right? Like life gets hectic, but always make sure that you maintain your friendships and your relationships, because in the sense, they're all relationships. The last tip brings us to number 7, which is leave your home. I don't know who needs to hear this, boo. Leave the house. Like, leave it. I have had some of the loneliest nights ever, and it's because I'm literally sitting on my couch scrolling through Instagram, clicking on Facebook, scrolling on there, going back to Instagram, checking Snapchat, nothing on there, then going on Twitter, checking on there, and then going on TikTok, checking on there. It's literally chaotic. And every time I leave my house, even to like run a stupid errand, like I feel so much better. I feel like my brain is not consumed with what everyone else is doing, because it literally will drive you insane. I'm really scared to watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix because I feel like it's gonna ruin my life, because I'll realize that like I'm spiraling, and I will watch it probably like tonight. But I'm just trying to say, like, leaving your house is really healthy, and do it. So I hope that these tips really help create a good foundation for you and let you know that it's not scary. You can do it, you are capable, and you're strong. And if you are still hesitant about living alone and living life solo, check out the other videos in this playlist. It's the Living Alone series. And if you have questions, I'd love to chat with you. So comment below, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Kisses!